All right, camera's rolling, audio's rolling, and... Hey fellow filmmakers, Clifton Stommel here. I'm updating from the road today because I've decided to go ahead and make this video wherever I'm at to get it out as quick as I can. Now, that clap at the beginning there you may recognize from projects you've worked on where you don't have a slate and so you're creating a clap with your hands or a snap or some sort of sound that you can use to sync audio later. Now, before we dive into the nitty-gritty in this video, I do want to mention and make it very clear that this is going to be a practical guide for using timecode to help boost the speed of your post-production process. This is simply a guide to help you more effectively use tools you may already have access to that may change your productions and your post-production workflows. Now, I will say that the two biggest benefits of using timecode in my experience have been, one, obviously automatically audio syncing. And when I say automatic, I mean automatic and instantaneous, not waiting for a waveform analyzer to pick up where the audio appears to sync up pretty properly and apply, which I'm sure you've seen get a mismatch occasionally when you have two takes that are very similar or an audio source that's maybe too far away to not get quite the same clean pickup that your primary audio source is getting. And the second one is the ability to use timecode to take accurate notes throughout the day. Anyone who has a pad of paper can basically look at their watch or their phone and say, oh, it's 9:52 a.m., that was a really good take. Or 10:15 a.m., really like the truck that passed in the background, make sure we use this take. Which is especially useful for working with clients because it means that they know that the ideas that they're having on the day are being taken into consideration in post, and it saves you time from having someone, tap you on the shoulder and interrupt you and whisper in your ear, oh, hey, did you get that? Or, make sure you notice this later when you're trying to deal with the equipment. So we're going to quickly go over 3 different ways to get timecode into your file and sync them using Davinci Resolve's auto sync options. The first of which is obviously going to be the use of dedicated timecode input ports on any professional audio gear or cinema camera. The second one I'm going to show you is effectively the same. It's basically a way to inject timecode into pieces of equipment that have a dedicated hijackable port, like a microphone input or audio input, that will basically recognize that timecode's being plugged in and automatically sync the timecode that way. And the third option we're going to explore is actually to inject timecode through an audio stream and have it recorded as raw audio data, which can then be decoded later and recognized as timecode. For our demonstration here, we'll be using the Tentacle Sync timecode generators. The timecode signal is generated via a 3.5mm stereo jack on the left audio channel. The first, most user-friendly and ideal way to get timecode into your files is to use equipment that has a dedicated timecode input. For example here, the Ursa Mini Pro G2 and the Tascam 701D both have timecode inputs over B and C connectors. The second method mentioned earlier is hijacking a stereo input or auxiliary jack on devices that are designed to recognize a timecode signal. Once your timecode generator is connected, it should just take over the timecode automatically. The last timecode input method, shown here in the 5D Mark III, is to simply plug the timecode generator directly into the camera's microphone input. For our audio and video samples today, we have the new generation of Blackmagic's Pocket Cinema camera as well as a 5D Mark III. The reason I'm not using the Ursa Mini Pro in this example is because using a dedicated timecode input over B and C and hijacking an audio input port that's designed to be used that way are effectively the same thing. They actually update the metadata within the file. So for all intents and purposes, the Ursa Mini Pro, the new generation of Pocket Cinema camera, and the Tascam 701D all effectively work the same way. One of the major benefits of having a dedicated timecode input or a hijackable auxiliary audio jack is that you still have access to the scratch track being recorded by your camera's internal microphone, and you have access to all of your normal record channels on your audio device. When it comes to most video DSLRs, you're gonna find that you only have one audio input. This is a stereo input, so you have a left and right channel, but a lot of these cameras don't give you the option of isolating and saying, make the right channel pick up from the external microphone, make the left channel pick up from something plugged in. The problem that this poses is that when you actually plug in your external timecode to inject it as an audio signal, you completely lose your ability to have a scratch track. Now, for those of you who are paranoid about not having access to at least a scratch track in your video file, you're going to need one of these. This is called a stereo breakout cable.
It is a 3.5 millimeter stereo jack that's going to plug directly into the microphone input on the side of your DSLR, and it splits out your left and right channels to two 3.5 millimeter mono inputs. So you can plug your timecode into one, and you can plug your external microphone, like a Rode VideoMic or VideoMic Pro, into the other. So you still have your scratch track, and you have your timecode recorded in the same file.
Okay, so now that we have timecode injected into our audio and video files, one way or another, let's go ahead and bring them into post-production. Let's get them into a software and see what it takes to get this stuff synced up. So we can see here inside of Resolve, we have the 5D3 footage, the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera footage, and the Tascam 701D audio already pulled in here into bins. Now, the 5D Mark III footage is not going to have any of the timecode as metadata already applied, just as an audio signal. The new generation Pocket Cinema Camera footage and the Tascam 701D audio are going to have the timecode as metadata already applied because those devices recognize timecode as it stood. Now, in order to get Resolve to register that the 5D Mark III's audio is actually a timecode metadata that should be applied to the file in the interface, all you have to do is right-click and go down to Update Timecode from Audio Track. This will, as fast as that, update the metadata in the file in this interface to reflect the timecode that's being generated by our Tentacle Syncs on site. And if you want to do this across multiple files at the same time, say if you have 5 or more takes, you can literally select all, right-click, and again, just click Update Timecode from Audio Track, and that will instantly adjust the metadata as it's perceived in Resolve. Now, let's go ahead and hop over to our Tascam 701D, copy that file, drop it into each of our video folders. Now you may notice I have one audio track for 5 different video takes. I'll go into that more later, but for right now, I just want to show you guys how to auto-sync the audio with your video based on the timecode that's embedded in both files. Now we already updated the timecode based on the audio file in the 5D Mark III, so once we have our audio and video in the same folder, we simply need to select all, right-click, and go to Auto-Sync Audio. Now, based on waveform is basically the same as Pluralize, but we have timecode tools, so we don't have to wait on it to do any sort of analysis or possibly have a mismatch. So when we auto-sync audio with timecode tools, we simply click Based on Timecode. Now there are two options here. If you click Based on Timecode and append tracks, what it's going to do is it's going to apply the timecode to your video file, and it's going to actually attach it as an additional audio track on top of the audio track that was already recorded in camera. If you want to make it as though you recorded the audio tracks super high quality from your audio recorder directly into your camera, all you need to do is select all, right click, and say Auto Sync Audio based on timecode. What this will do is it will actually replace the audio tracks in your video file to give you just the audio track there as though it was recorded on site. Using here, I have the Pocket Cinema Camera 4K and the 5D Mark III. Now, for those of you who are curious about what timecode sounds like directly in file, it sounds like this. So it's a pretty valuable tool to use, but you really need to know that you're using it correctly, otherwise you're effectively replacing your audio track with this crazy tone. Now let's hop on over to our Blackmagic Pocket footage. Now here, we actually recorded a scratch track in camera, so we have a viable scratch track if we need it. Now, given that we're using timecode tools, we actually don't need this, which is pretty great. We can simply select all files, right click, and say Auto Sync Audio based on timecode. And once again, it is as though the audio was recorded in the camera at the same fidelity as our external recorder from the beginning. Very similar angles. I have the Tascam 701D and the Tascam 70D. Now we jump back to the section where I was talking about how we had this one great big long audio file and 5 takes on the video. So we have a 47-minute audio file here that I recorded for the entire duration of my segment, yet I did individual cuts for the sections I wanted. Once I auto-synced audio based on timecode, it actually took that single giant audio file and it sliced out the segments that were relevant to each video take based on that timecode. And even though I had 2 cameras running, I could easily sync this across multiple cameras with this same technique. This basically saves you all the time that would require to actually manage any sort of audio syncing between files. The slate is useful for other things, but you don't need the slate to sync audio in this case, and you don't need to have multiple audio files either, which is a pretty cool feature to exploit if you have the opportunity to do so. And that's it. That's all there is to it. It's actually pretty straightforward once you learn it, and trust me, once you use Timecode a couple times and sort of get the process down, the amount of time that you save in post not having to drag and slide and sync things, it's going to save you so much time that you probably won't want to go back. I mean, to be honest with you, the frequency at which I bring my timecode generators onto set, even if someone even just wants to take notes on a B-roll only day, I'll still bring timecode out just for that purpose alone. So I do hope you guys make use of this video. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, definitely leave them below. I'm happy to answer all of your questions as always. And if you found anything in this video useful or helpful, or if you think that it's worth sharing with a friend, please give it a like, give it a subscribe, leave me a comment, share it, and I hope to see you guys here next time. Thanks again.